Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show tonight. I guess I can get rid of that. So first and foremost, I need to back out. I'm too close. Space, guys, space. 6 feet. Come on. But first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody for the previous. Speaking of Ron, for everyone for your support for Mr. Fedora. I did get a chance to talk to him today. He is feeling a little bit better. He's still, he's not quite there yet, but he is feeling better. And kind of my own little tip of the hat. Sadly, Para will not be joining us tonight up in the corner over there. We have feeling fedorable. That's a little quote unquote tip of the hat, every pun intended, for Scott tonight. So Scott, if you're watching, brother, we still think about you, still care about you. And you're still in our thoughts and prayers. So I hope everybody, please keeps him in your thoughts and prayers, along with his family as well. But again, thank you. A couple of things really fast. First of all, my schedule is a little tweaked for the next week or so. I usually am available Thursday nights. Not this week. Sorry, guys. So, but Friday will still be the same, and the rest of the week, just try to get me when you can. The other thing, if you haven't noticed, that's right, I got my own merch. Got my merch, got my sweater. Oh, and this is I've been wearing it all day, to be honest with you. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. I will put the link actually down here for you guys, but go check it out. There's the link if you want to get your own merch, all that good stuff. But yeah, it's comfy. I'm telling you right now, it's comfy. I love it. So welcome everybody. Hello, I see everybody. Liz, Ron, Angelina, paranormal consultant. I'm paranormal consultant. I think I know who you are. Eldon, what's up, everybody? Bad to the bones here. Man, everyone's here. The only person who's not here is Para. But you know what? I love having Para in the corner. But we've got something better. It's not only got our backs over here, but we got the man himself, Bryan-Jon, on the show. What is up, brother?
How's it going, man? Yeah,
there we go.
I was going to say that's
there we go.
Like really big.
6 feet. 6 feet.
Yeah, 6 feet. Yeah. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going. So, for those of you who don't know who this guy is, why haven't you been watching my videos? Because he's made a couple of quick appearances. We talk about him all the time, but the man himself, Bryan-Jon from Parapost, the creator, the man himself creating all this, right? And we have him here.
I'm a humble person. I don't like all the attention. I just, it's not me. It's not me.
I see somebody has Facebook user. This is a new platform, guys. So if you haven't, as the consultant had some consulting done, and Brian suggested this platform, which is Melon, and tried it out, see what we think.
So in order for you to see the users, they actually have to accept Melon as a app on Facebook, and so that way you can see them. Yep.
All right.
Hello,
well,
Lisa.
Lisa, Liz, got everybody. You got Facebook. This is awesome, guys. And again, welcome. But yeah, I wanted to bring you on, brother, because for one reason, you and I have been chatting a few times back and forth, and I say a few times. That's just, but ever since I heard about Parapost and I've seen what you've done, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. And I had to sit down and chat with you. PDX, what's up, girl? Emmy. Hopefully your appointment went well. PDX from you're not by yourself, PDX. Uh-oh. Brian, I don't mean to take away from you, but Mr. Fedora is here. Mr. Fedora is here in the chat. That is hard to see. How do I change that? I don't know.
You got to go into your settings. You can do that after the show. You want me to read it?
Yeah. No, I got it. So for Mr.
Comments. It's in the comments. You can see it in the comments.
Okay, I just wanted on the screen here. Let's see. So Scott says, guys, hello all. Want to take a moment. Tears in my eyes. Oh, stop it. For all the prayers and support that has been given to us. It is true that I am in the hospital and still have some ways to go. It's very touch and go for the last 24 hours. Thank you. Brother, and here's the thing, guys, and I've said this before, but I wouldn't be where I'm at. I wouldn't have the show. I wouldn't be doing everything I've done without Mr. Fedora. And, it's only getting better with these new people that we're meeting. And case in point, right over here, Brian, with you, brother. So the first
my thoughts.
So the first thing I want to ask you, Parapost. Why? How did that start? What's the creation? Where did that come from?
Okay, well, it's a long story, but I'll make it into a short story. How about that? So
I have no time limit, so.
So back last January, I was scrolling through Facebook and I was scrolling through Twitter and Instagram and all those platforms. And I just found that there was mounds and mounds and mounds of crap. And the stuff that I wanted to find, I had to go searching for. And I just popped in my head and why not create my own? And of course, it lasted for about 5 seconds. And then I said, okay, well, that's going to be a lot of work. So get that out of your mind. So it left my mind. And then February rolled around and I thought about it again. So I reached out to a friend of mine. Some other things some other things happened to me. I won't get into those, but some things happened and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to do this. And again, I was scrolling through Facebook and all this stuff. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do it. So I called a buddy of mine and I said, what do you think? I gave him my ideas. I gave him the plans, what the site would do and be. And he goes, you don't have to ask me twice. So I said, okay, well, let's get started. Yeah, so let's get started. And we found a platform that we tried because we wanted to test the market to see what kind of response we get. And it seemed to get some good response. And got some emails saying, people, it's about time. It's about time we have something like this. And so, but I have to be honest and say that the first month was the platform that we were on was horrible. Unfortunately, the guy that was behind the scenes couldn't do anything in the background. He couldn't change anything, couldn't do anything. So every time he messaged or email support, they said, nope, you can't do that. Nope, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. It's all locked. So he wasn't allowed to change anything. So I said, finally, I go, you know what? If we're going to do this, let's do it. And I put an ad out for a developer. I think I had about 80 applicants and I went through them all and I found one that really stuck out to me. And so I called him and we got started. And I will tell you, I think we had about 150 people on the site at that point. So unfortunately, what he had to do is he had to move all those users over to the new site. And because let me put it this way, in order for me to do that or for him to do that, I had to buy the users.
Oh, geez.
I had to buy it from the platform. and so to move them over to the new site. But even still, that was a struggle. It took them almost 2 weeks to do it.
I believe that.
Yeah, and so finally, and then they had to change all the media and move it over, and all the posts and move them over. It was so complicated. By the time the site was done, he said to me, "Never again will I go that route." So it was a lot of work, but you know what? We moved to this new platform, and it's been really great. And as people know, it's a new platform, and we've had a couple of bumps and bruises, and it's gone up some hills and gone down some hills, and it's been all over the place. But you know, it's unfortunately, and then during that time, my partner decided that he wanted to move on, and that was fine. He moved on, so it's all me. It's all me now, and my developer. And I don't think my developer likes me the last 2 or 3 days, because there's been a lot of emails going to him about certain things. And yesterday was really, really stressful. We had a lot of things because we added a new plugin to the site. It broke other things, and that's why there's certain things coming out in the new year that people are going to be happy about. So that's where it began.
Well,
that's long story short.
Hey, that's awesome, and I will definitely say, and I can speak for anybody on Parapost, because I have it. I know I've said it on stream, but I don't know if I've said it directly to you. But I have it on both my phones, and I have it bookmarked, so I'm always connected to Parapost. And I think everybody will agree with me who's on it. It's an amazing thing. What you're doing is absolutely amazing, and you and your team should be very proud.
Thank you. I will say though, and I thank you for saying that, but not only did we have issues with the site, we had issues with the apps. So it was like a never-ending thing. And I said, how many times have I said this to you in the last week? If I knew then what I know now.
Yeah, and I think most of us feel that way. And you know what's funny is I know the saying is, if I know what I knew now, I would, everything would be better. But I think there are some things to where, like in this point, where it's like, do I really want to, or should I have done that? But let me be the first to definitely say that your work is definitely not in vain. The headaches and everything like that, it's not in vain. As you know, and everybody watching knows, I'm all about para-unity. That's my number one. I support everybody and anybody. I don't care what you believe, your religious. I don't care. If you are a serious investigator or even an amateur ghost hunter, I'm for you. I want to help. I want to make things better and make a great environment for everybody and a safe environment for everybody. And what you're doing is going to be keystone to that. So, and that's why I'm glad you and I got a chance to speak and partner up in this goal. Let's see. Scott, I can't wait to get back into posting again or posting there again. I have not been on long. Last thing I did was tag you in a post show about haunted hospitals.
Yeah.
Well,
I got that post. And I will say, over the last couple of days, when we added the advertising to the site, it broke something else. So it broke for people posting pictures. Now today you can post pictures again. So it's fixed. But
and that's good. That's good that you're turning around.
But I looked at the site and I was going through the site, making sure everything was working properly. And then Haunted Spots was getting a 404 error. And it was like, oh my God. So, and that's been fixed. So, yeah. If
Facebook
I
user.
I know it now.
Right. Facebook user. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. But it says, you and your team are doing a great job, Brian. Matt, you rock. Well,
that is, I'll tell you who it is. That is, I think that was Angelina.
Oh, was it?
From Bad to the Bone. Let me just.
Yeah, if that is Angelina.
Yeah, it is Angelina.
Hey, Angelina. Sorry, I seriously can't see the names. I can see most of the names, just not that one.
You asked me, and I'll tell you.
Yeah, it was me. Okay. So I know Facebook user is Angelina. So maybe she's changing the name from Bad to the Bone to Facebook user. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's a new tag.
She actually has to accept Melon as an app to use, and then you'll see the name. So
looks like Johan. There's a bunch of new people on here. Welcome, guys. If you haven't ever been to the Paracast, welcome. I hope you guys come back.
Johan is Haunted Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I was actually on personal. I was going to ask you who that was because I saw on the featured on Parapost, Haunted Kentucky.
You have a second screen, right? You have a second screen, right?
Yeah.
Put your show on your second screen from your channel, and you'll be able to see the names.
Fair enough.
Yep.
There we go. Blow that up. I just got to remember that you're in front of me, not over here.
Yeah. See, you're here and you're here.
See, it's a learning curve, guys. It's a learning curve. So I want to kind of take a sidestep from Parapost real quick. Huntaphobia. Number one, I love the name. Absolutely love it. How did that start? What's that origin?
I wish it was a glamorous story, but it's really not. I was going through YouTubes and looking at all these people with their different names and stuff like that. All this really began that I wanted to start Huntaphobia. It was in the middle of COVID. So I noticed some people used their own names for their channels. I wasn't really wanting to do that, like Bryan-Jon Laverty Ghost Hunter. Like there's nothing exciting about that. So,
got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, and the paranormal expert or paranormal investigator or a paranormal researcher, whatever it was, just wasn't flowing for me. Fair enough. For some reason, phobia hit me because, as we all know, there's a lot of people out there that are afraid of spirits. That's where phobia came along. And some people have a phobia against spirits. And then obviously I was out hunting ghosts or spirits. That's where hunt came along. So hunt phobia didn't really work. So that's where it came up with Huntaphobia.
Okay.
Nothing glamorous. I'm sorry, guys. Nothing glamorous.
I do love origin stories like that. I really do. Yeah. And because everybody's is different. Everybody you hear, I saw the shows and I'm not in the mood to get into that, but maybe later. We'll have a little warm up first, but or it was like a personal experience or something like really big happened or this or that. Yeah. But everybody has a different start in this field. So obviously you've been to certain places. You've been to a couple. I always love asking this.
Okay.
But let's just say money is no object. Time is no issue for you either. Where are you going?
I have two spots.
Okay.
I have two spots that would be on my bucket list. And I'm thinking that if you give me all the money in the world, I'll be able to go to two places. So the first place would be Suicide Forest. And
Miss Irene.
And then the second place would be Egypt.
You're the second person to say Egypt on the show. So that being said, why Egypt? Obviously, I'm assuming pyramids and the Sphinx and all that.
Well, there's actually the pyramids are interesting, but what actually interests me, just right outside of Cairo, there is a place called the Dead City.
Okay.
Now, if people don't know what the Dead City is, it's got 1 million people in this city, and they all live in tombs.
Ooh.
And all the tombs still have all the bodies in them. Can you just imagine the energy in that area and what that would be like? And they're all working tombs. They all have electricity, and I don't know about the bathroom situation, but those are my two spots that I want to go to. And so people know, there could be a chance I'm going to Suicide Forest next year.
Well, we're definitely. I don't know. Do you know Irene? from Japan?
I do know her from watching your show and watching other shows that she's been in. Yeah, and I know
Yeah,
she's in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So maybe that'd be somebody you can hook up with when you go out there. But as far as that that Egyptian trip, wonder if they have any rooms for rent. Because I mean that would make things. I mean, as long as they're helping out. You know, the spirits are helping out with like the chores and stuff like that. I have no issues. But
I'd be afraid what kind of room you would get. Oh, by the way, here's your room. Oh, don't worry about Bart over there. Don't worry about him. You know, just ignore him. You know, just.
Can you just imagine, like, you're on, like, let's just assume there's Wi-Fi, but you're sitting there on your laptop, like watching Hulu or Netflix or, you know, posting on Parapost, and you just hear a creaking, and you see this like mummy come out and go, "Can you turn the light off? I'm trying to sleep," or you know something. I mean, how do you argue with that?
Yeah, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, not happening. If I go there, and it's funny, it's kind of a funny story actually. A good friend of mine, he films. He's a cinematographer, and he films, and he was actually going on a Mediterranean cruise with his new wife when they went on their honeymoon on the Mediterranean cruise, and they had an amazing time, but they stopped in Egypt, and he wanted to go check out the Dead City, and he got into a cab, and the cab driver said, "I'm not taking you there. Cab drivers will not take you to this city. They do not even want to go close to it." So he ended up having to pay him triple his cab fare in order to at least be dropped off close to it. And then he had to walk the rest of the way. But I don't know what's going on. Obviously something is going on, something powerful there, but he went there and he said it was absolutely incredible and sad and a little bit scary.
I wonder if there's actually been like a legit investigation done in that area. I have. This is all new to me.
Yeah. I think they're very careful. I don't know what really goes on there, and it's really, really hard to really find a lot of information about it. But I tell you, I can just imagine what it would be like there filming, like just even the visual for your camera, like video, like just filming itself would probably be spectacular. It would probably be incredible. And it's the exact same place. Like there's one spot I would love to hit also. And that's Normandy.
Yes.
And
I'm a vet in that.
I can't even imagine what you would capture on that beach.
Well, I will say, like, I'm a huge fan of World War II, World War I, and obviously the history, being like I said, a vet myself. And I watched this one where it was, I think, a 40 year, it was some kind of anniversary of Normandy. And they brought a couple of vets out they like flew them out and filmed it. And just their reactions alone were enough to give me chills because, I mean, investigating, absolutely. I mean, that's just one of those things. I mean, let's be honest. Who doesn't want to go check out a spot that type of situation happened, to put it nicely. But just to see the legit reaction, unscripted, unedited, just that raw reaction, it's like, it makes you take a step back because we look at it like, let's say Pearl Harbor. You know, we here in the U.S., because I don't know if you guys know this, but Brian here is up north. He's another one of our Canadian family. We're just adding him to the family tonight.
Hey.
But like, we look at these historical events and we're like, wow, I can only imagine being there and doing this and seeing this, but we don't think of it from the side of the people who have actually lived through it. And it's like, you know, they must have a completely different experience and a feeling, and it kind of gives you a step back. But no, definitely, I would definitely love to go to Normandy. I mean, even just to pay my respects.
And yeah, me too. And I have a good friend, a very good friend who lives in Quebec, and he actually knows a couple of groups, French. The investigations were in French, but he actually knows a couple of groups that have gone to Normandy and have filmed, and the videos have been absolutely incredible. And the amount they have caught on this beach has been absolutely incredible. And it's just another spot. But let's be honest, there's so many spots out there that me and you both would love to hit, I'm sure.
This would be probably a 5-hour show.
Probably people wouldn't even think of this, but I'd love to go to Hawaii. And there's some of the caves that are out in Hawaii, and the black, like, I'm not really into black magic and stuff like that, but I got a friend that lives in Hawaii, and he says the amount of activity they get out there is absolutely incredible. And it's the same thing with Jamaica too, with the black magic and all that stuff. It's just, there's so many places that I want to go to, and I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but I'm going to tell you this much: I'm going to surely try.
Right. Well, speaking of places and locations, and we hit on, you being up north, our northern family. Another one of our Canadian family members are here tonight, and actually, they're almost literally neighbors to you. Our boy Ron, he is actually from a group called RRLC Paranormal. He's actually not too far from you.
Whereabouts is he?
I know it's Ron. We talked about it today. Don't hurt me. But he said he's like an hour and a half away from Toronto area. So Ron, if you can just post your location, but I know he's not too far. I'm terrible with names, but I see a lot of people coming on. This is awesome, guys. Welcome. Liz, thank you so much for saying it's a great show. Appreciate it. And I didn't miss this. I did see it. Lisa Marie has to jump off. Minnesota Spirit Hunters is starting their show here shortly. Johan says, Brian, sounds familiar to the graveyard in New Orleans, Louisiana, where they bury people on top of one another. Have you ever seen any of these?
Out where the moose is. What is out where the moose is?
That's Scott. Scott, are you hitting that morphine drip, man? Because you know better not to share than not to share. Come on. But
got blocks for oversharing. It's worth it though. Thank you, Angelina.
But have you seen these above ground? I don't even want to call it, I don't even know what to call them. Like these, the bodies, where they bury the bodies actually on top. They don't actually bury them. The caskets. Thank you. The caskets are right up on top of the ground. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Down south, certain places, the ground is so moist from the swamp and everything like that, that whenever mausoleums, thank you.
There you go, mausoleums.
they can't bury the people underneath on the ground because the water will literally just lift them up.
Yeah,
they will lift up the bodies.
I know the mausoleums for sure. Yeah.
So what they'll do is they'll actually have the mausoleums right on top, so that way the bodies don't, obviously play peekaboo through the ground.
Liz, I definitely would love to I'd love to go to Scotland.
Oh, absolutely. And I saw something about PA caught my attention. Sarah, y'all should check out Old Freeport, PA Junior High. Is that Pennsylvania? If it is, cool. Let me know. Scott, I know I want the food, tons of fries, gravy and cheese curds. Yes. Welcome back, Scott. I
have to be honest, Ron, because I see they have some good ones in Hamilton. Graveyards for me really don't do anything. I don't really do graveyards. My personal opinion on graveyards are, when they pass away, why would they want to hang out in a graveyard? That's my feeling.
Yeah. you see, here's the thing. I'm torn. Like, I do like
Mhm.
cemeteries just for the, nostalgia environment. That's stereotypical. But I can't deny that there's some places and cemeteries that I've been to that I've gotten activity for
Mm.
whatever reason. And that's, to me, one of those, let's find out why. Why are
Yeah.
they here?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Dad don't want to hang out there. Okay, Sarah was agreeing with you. I was like, what? Oh, Scott. Yeah, Scott's car
No,
got.
can't say I have. Now, I will say there's a place about 30 minutes from here, maybe 40 minutes. It's a school bus crashed there. It was on a
Mhm.
train track. And supposedly if you put your car on the train tracks, it actually pulls your car.
We have some stuff like that out here. Gravity
Yeah.
Hill. There's a couple places, and I think, what was it? Destination Truth. There was some show that actually went out and debunked it. I want to say it was Destination Truth, and what it actually ends up being is an optical illusion. It looks like it's uphill, but in actuality, you're going down. It's just some kind of optical illusion. I don't know. Ron says, yes, I agree. Why would they haunt where you're buried to rest? Yeah, and that's just for me one of those things where I want to know why. Why are they here? It could be something as simple as, maybe they're taking some trigger objects. Maybe they're buried with some things that they're attached to. That could be lost. There's a bunch of theories out there.
Yeah. My
there is.
tagline is
What's that?
I have a
What's
tagline.
that?
My tagline is, this kind of investigator I am. I like
Mhm.
to find out what lies beyond death. That's me right there. And I've had those. I've been to places where I've got those questions answered. And when you get those answers, you're like, holy crap, did that just happen? And like, there's been so many stories on one place that I've been to, and there's like 3 or 4 different stories. And I captured something on the SB7 that kind of told me, okay, this is what happened to this girl that died there. And it kind of answers all the questions that people have been having. Like, I did an investigation at a place, and Ron might know of this place because he's from Canada. It's called the Streaming Tunnel. Now, I have a video on Paraflix, okay, that was out of this world for the amount of activity I got at this place. Near the end of the video, I got a response on the SB7 that was absolutely incredible. There's several stories about the streaming tunnel. One famous story is the girl was taken down the tunnel, unfortunately was sexually assaulted, was killed, and then her body was set on fire to burn up any kind of evidence. That's the most famous story there. The second famous story there is her parents were going through a nasty divorce, and the father set the house on fire, and the girl was still in the house. She got severely burned and ran down to the tunnel and eventually died in the tunnel. So at the end of the investigation, or near the end, I had my SB7 out and I said, did you die in this tunnel? Simple question. On the SB7, I got burnt from home.
Wow.
And it was a girl's voice that was speaking through the SB7.
No
So
kidding.
that kind of answer, that's the answer I was looking for, and I got it. Now, if that video would get out there, maybe they would stop making up stories about what happened at the streaming tunnel. Because I'm telling you, when I got that response and I heard it, I went, "Oh my God!" And that's why I do this. Those are the reasons why I do this.
See, number one, I don't want to even try to top that, so I'm not even going to try. But one thing I've always said to people, and I've been asked this question, I'm sure you have too, and I'm sure a lot of us here have, but I've been asked so many times, why do you do this?
Hmm.
Well, here's the thing. We've been brought up to as, for the biggest question, one of the biggest questions besides, what is the meaning of life is there life after death? That is a very popular question. Here's the thing. Us as investigators, we know there's life after death. We know there's something. Whether it's an actual life or an experience or whatever, there's something after to look forward to. So my thing is I'm trying to find out what and why. So, you look at it from that perspective, it makes it a little more fun.
Yeah.
And on the other side is, like I just lost a good friend of mine a couple weeks ago. And one thing I said at the funeral is, it's funny because once I started doing this field, and I've been doing this for 15 years, once I figured out that question, that there is life, there is something more, it kind of takes that sting a little bit. I mean, yeah, physically, my buddy can't be here with us, but he's got the answer of what happens after death. So
Yeah.
in a sense, I'm kind of jealous. I'm like, you mother, always has to try to get the better of me.
I think I'm gathering he'd probably prefer being here than where he is now, but
I'm sure.
He's in a good spot now. He's in a great spot.
Yeah.
And
that's something else too, is, they don't have to deal with any of the crap that we deal with, bills, whatever. Don't have to deal with that. So they're lucky.
Yeah. So Ron made a comment there, and that's part of the streaming tunnel because Ron knows about the streaming tunnel. What people do for some reason, and I don't know how true this is, but for some reason, the reason it's called the streaming tunnel is because you can hear the screams of a young girl going through the tunnel. And they say if you light a match to the wall, you will hear those screams. Now, something very interesting happened to me when I was on an investigation at this place. Well, many things have been weird at this place, but I was doing a spirit box, and I said, okay, and I didn't have any matches. I only had a lighter. I said, I'm going to light the wall. And actually on the spirit box, it said, don't. So
very intelligent response.
Yeah, very. And what's really weird about this place, and I'm sure Ron would be interested to know this. I was at the streaming tunnel back in this just before the summer hit, or just during the summer, and we were looking for the foundation that's famous with the story of the streaming tunnel, that the house was burnt down, and we were trying to look for the actual foundation because it's supposed to be still there. And if you go to it, there's a lot of energy that comes from that foundation. So we were actually probably about 200 to 300 meters away from the tunnel in this open field. Like the field was open. There was nothing there. We were told that's where it was. Anyways, so I had my SB7 out and I said, can you help us find it? Just by chance, hoping that I might get a response.
Yeah.
Literally 4 seconds later, it said, you'll never find it.
See, I love when spirits are like that. I mean, I know some people might get frustrated, but I know we've talked about it, but when you get called a name or yelled at or, told to get out, I enjoy it because I'm just like, no, make me, come on. Give me my evidence by all means.
The great thing about that was like literally 2 to 3 minutes later, I said, is it behind us or is it in front of us? It said on the SB7, the other side. What that meant was we were on the wrong side of the road. It was on the other side of the road.
So they ended up giving you the...
Well, the first spirit was right. We never found it. But, it was... And that was like 300 meters away from the tunnel. I'm a huge believer, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people in this room that are going to agree with me. I'm a huge believer. It doesn't matter where you go, where you are, what time it is, you're always going to capture something.
Absolutely. And sticking with capturing something, Sarah wants to know, those are the adventures as sad as I don't know.
As sad
Sarah,
as.
you might... As sad as they are, like that. I can't English. I need to stop, guys.
Those are the veterans.
They are
As
the
bad as they are, they like to hear about the direct
okay. There
response.
it is. There it is.
It is in your
I just can't
opinion
speak.
okay to be a little excited when you get those responses. You know what? I don't know if I get excited. I guess at the beginning when I first started doing it years ago, I did. Now it's a matter of I don't know if I get excited. I get more along the lines, okay, I got something. I need to get more because I want to get those answers.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I do get excited, but it's when I'm sitting and editing, looking through it and going, okay, I got this. Okay, I got that. Oh, wow. Look, I got that, and I don't know. It's mixed emotions when things happen for me now, because sometimes it's sad stuff that you're capturing and that bothers me, and like I got in an abandoned church, I got like a woman saying, help me. And that's sad. That's really, really sad because, they could have been suffering here on earth. Now they're suffering in the spirit world. That to me is sad.
And I agree.
Yeah. So
And Sarah, it's not you. It's I can't English. I've lost the ability to do English.
well, I don't know where you got. I don't know where that can. I didn't know you could change that. I always have mine to plain.
I no, it wasn't the fact I couldn't read it. It's I literally couldn't read it. And it wasn't a matter of I couldn't see or anything.
Oh no,
It was
because
just
because it's in that color, it's harder to see.
I don't know.
Around. You got to change.
Yeah,
it's in
we'll
your
figure it
settings.
out.
Yeah, it's in your settings.
Ron also wants to know: have you ever been to? I'm going to say this wrong. Picton Heights, Picton.
No, I have not. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sarah, it's definitely not you.
I will.
It's definitely not you. Definitely not you. Sarah Anna says, I don't even know how to say that. Pravegla Island is an island built of human ash. They built on the ward. They built a TB ward. Oh, see, I can't do this tonight. TB ward on it, then in a jail, then an insane asylum, then back to a prison. Now it's abandoned. That sounds like a fun place. That sounds like it's got a lot of history. I gotta do research on that.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Like there's one spot in Canada that I would love to hit, and it's the #1 haunted spot in Canada, and that's Tranquil Sanatorium.
Ooh. It's been a while since I've been to a sanatorium. I'm planning a couple things out to where we're gonna have some fun, but I'm not ready to disclose that quite yet. But there are going to be some places that I'm going to be going next year, and I think even some this year, maybe. While there's still some time left. Scott says I need to get my vitals and meds and such. Guess they are getting antsy with my readings. Scott, always giving people trouble. Seriously though, Scott, if you don't come back on, prayers, brother, and we're here for you. Let's see what else we got. Well, while I'm looking for, Angelina sounds like Waverly. Yeah, does actually, doesn't it? So, Brian, you talk about your SP7, but I think I'm gonna already know this answer. But I always like to ask, what's your favorite piece of equipment? What's your go-to that's always ready to go at any given time?
Well, they call me the SP7 Whisperer. So that the SP7 I love, but honestly, I'm a pretty basic guy. I don't like all that fancy stuff, and like I think the REM pod is great, but great for other people. For me, I'm just not a fan of it. So I'm really basic. For example, at the investigation I just did at the church, I was using cat balls with the bells in them, where you get from the dollar store. Like that to me is stuff I love. And I love my voice recorder. Like, this, Matt, because I told you this the other day. I went to a place that I'm investigating in January, and I walked around. Now, I might put this up on YouTube because it's that good. So I walked around the place where they were showing me, and I did a 14-minute audio. And people are not going to believe me when I say this. I captured 48 EVPs in 14 minutes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Where is it at? Well, obviously it's probably Canada. So
Yeah.
see if I can look up on passports. Uh,
If I could share this with you, I would, but I'm going to put it up on YouTube. I think I set it up in a way that it could go up on YouTube. It's only audio, but it's 48 EVPs and in 14 minutes and 34-second video. And honest to God, I've never, ever in my life of investigating ever seen that.
No,
and a lot of them are clear EVPs. And there was one point where we were downstairs, and this is spirits know. I'm telling you, spirits know. And if people question this, I'm going to tell them, listen to this. Because the woman that was taking us through the restaurant and the bar and the inn, because it's a bar and an inn, she took me downstairs in the basement and said, we get a lot of activity in the women's bathroom. Okay. I said, well, if you want to take me there, that's great. Obviously being empty, obviously. But so just when she said that we were going in that direction, then all of a sudden an EVP was captured saying, in the mirror. And then right after that, it said Tiffany. Now, the funny thing about this, the girl that was taking us around, her name was
Don't
Tiffany.
tell me. Oh. Yeah, definitely an intelligent. No, I mean, I don't usually, say what is or isn't there without actually checking it out, but that, yeah, definitely intelligent.
So you guys, I'm going to put it up on my YouTube channel this week, I think. And I want everybody to listen to this because it's absolutely incredible. When I first walked into the place, and you know this, Matt, but, a lot of people know this, that I'm a sensitive. So as soon as I walked into the place, my eyes started hurting. And I asked the owner and the general manager, do you know if the owner of this bar or somebody had passed away in this bar that wore glasses? They weren't sure. But right after that, I felt the presence of a boy. And they said, well, that's funny because there used to be an orphanage right beside this restaurant. And they are having so much activity in this place. You know those metal, when you go to a restaurant, you order tea and they give you those metal tea holders, where you put the bag in and stuff. Well, they have bigger ones. This one was actually thrown off the bar against the wall and broke. And they still have it for a keepsake.
I would.
So, I was downstairs in the basement. We were walking through the basement. She was showing me everywhere. And all of a sudden, I captured an EVP of a little boy saying freedom and free.
Oh.
So, and this is what I was referring to earlier. It's great that I captured all this, but obviously there's a lot going on in this bar. And this business really promotes the fact that they're haunted. So I don't in actual fact think they want to get rid of them. So I don't know, but some great news out of all of this. And so people are going to watch this next year because we're obviously going to investigate there.
Yeah.
I just found out yesterday, and this is the first time I'm telling anybody this, okay, on Matt's show. So you can remember this. This is actually going to be, this is not going to be a regular video. This is actually going to be a documentary.
Oh, wow.
Or a film. So this is going to be something that's beyond anything I've ever done. So we're in talks right now of having the bar closed down for 4 or 5 days so we can actually do not only a full investigation, but also a documentary. Now, the great thing about this is that if it does turn into a documentary, we're also going to take these to some film festivals.
Oh, there you go.
In Canada and the States. So there's a lot of moving parts with this. And we're really, really excited. And this is going to be something way beyond that I've ever done before when it comes to an investigation. So this, you guys are hearing for the first time. This is going to be probably turned into a documentary. One, because it's in Niagara Falls, which the history alone is incredible. Two, this bar and inn has been around since 1789. And three, the owner, now this is, sorry if I'm going to get this wrong a little bit, but the restaurant was kind of set on fire in the War of 1812. So they kind of rebuilt it. But the guy that owned it originally, his bar was being attacked. So he went downstairs in the basement to hide. And you know those big the big wine barrels?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they went down there and started stabbing them all. Well, unfortunately, he hid in one and was killed. So, and that's how he died. But obviously, it's been through a lot of owners since. But there's so much history on this place, and this place is so active that we're going to turn it into a documentary. And it's whether it's going to be 3 to 4 parts, we don't know, but it's going to be big and it's going to be huge. So get ready, everybody. Next year, it's going to be massive.
Well, let me be the first to say, Brian, any way to help promote this and get you going and, get it out there, you're welcome to utilize Paranormal Consultant. He'll have at it. But I do want to touch on something that I find very interesting. Angelina actually
so we're doing it?
And
we're doing it? Are we doing it now?
Not that. Yeah. If you guys are wondering what he's talking about, stay put. But no, we're not getting there yet. No, actually, Angelina and Sarah Anna, and I'm just going to say Sarah Anna because we got Sarah Russell. They both have 2 different opinions. It's from the looks of it. So Sarah Anna said you should look into freeing him. I'm assuming the boy, whether they want to or not, or helping the spirits, whether they want to or not. And where was it? Angelina said something. I'm sorry, Angelina. Where'd it go? I got it on the other one. Got it here. Where was it? Some spirits don't want to leave where they are. I hear investigators talk about this all the time. I've heard it on several podcasts. 2 things. One, I want to know your opinion on helping spirits leave an area. We'll just put it that way, because some people apparently don't like the term crossing over. But so do you think that the spirits should have their own choice whether they want to leave or not? And the other thing is, how do you feel about some of these places that turn these locations, like the one I use, and nothing against them, the Whaley House out in San Diego? I've investigated that a couple times. I've checked it out a lot. But I have heard firsthand from the spirits. But what do you think of these organizations that get money and turn them into, we'll call it what it is, a tourist trap?
Yeah, I want to be careful with that one. To be honest, I want to be really careful with that one. The first one, though, I will answer and say that so let me put it this way. If I have somebody saying that they don't want what's here to be crossed over, right there and then I say, well, if it happens, it happens. If you don't like it, too bad, or I'm not going to investigate here. So I'm one, if they want to cross over, and if they want them to cross over, I'm going to do it regardless. I don't do that personally, and I would never try to do that. Even though I am a sensitive, I don't specialize in that area, and I would never attempt to. I know how to do it, and I know people. I've seen people do it, but I just won't do it myself. I just don't feel comfortable doing it. If I have a place saying that we don't want you to cross them over, generally most of the time I will bring somebody in that can, without telling them. But in this certain place that I'm going to be doing in January, that's a meeting next week that I'm having on how they feel about that. Because if they are okay with me crossing over, is not a big word on my list either, just by the way. So, but if they're okay with it, then I might bring somebody in that can, do that. But I'll be honest with you and say that a lot of times they don't want to leave.
Yeah. I ran into that.
Yeah. And I know you had a show. I know we had a show last week where we were doing a week and a half ago, and you had a specific person that was on, and I'm a fan of his, and there's some things I didn't agree with, and that's fine. It's like everybody. But I agree with them on a lot of things. Crossing over, if they want to cross over, I think you should. I think you should do it. Especially if you're getting a spirit that's saying, help me, why are they saying that over, like, if you're capturing that over your mic or your voice recorder, why wouldn't you help them? Why wouldn't you? I just don't specialize in that. Now, to answer your second question, this is a tough question to answer because
I get a couple every once in a while.
Yeah. Like, I understand why people that own places do it, because they're trying to make their money back for what they spent on the place. But I have a real problem with glamorizing it. If that answer, I can't go any deeper than that, because I just don't want to upset somebody. And
I get it.
Yeah. I have a real problem with somebody glamorizing it. And if you go into a location, they say, oh, by the way, you're allowed in, but you cannot cross them over. I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. So,
well, I saw our boy Brandon from Paranormal in the Funhouse popped in real quick. What's up, brother? How you doing tonight? Hopefully you're doing good. I hope. I know you were.
Buddy, we got to talk. Brandon messaged me yesterday. And goes, Brian, are you ever going to come up here? And I said, dude, like, just ask. And when they let me over the border, I'm there. That's it.
Well, you better make it stop in Central PA. Well, you drive halfway, I'll drive the other half.
Well, if I go to North Carolina, I'll definitely stop.
Well, I mean, he's in. I know exactly where he's at, so you don't even need to ask for directions. Maybe we'll do this big thing. Just
you know what? Me and Brandon have been talking about maybe doing a collab or working together on his stuff and Parapost and stuff like that. And I look forward to when that happens. But I'd be honest with you, I would be lying to say that if I don't get at least 10 invites a month or 10 invites a week on wanting to investigate, it's tough, man, because there's so many spots that I would love to go to. And everybody is messaging me saying, will you investigate with us? Yeah, for sure. But unfortunately, I can't go everywhere and everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, so, there's certain people that I'm definitely wanting to investigate for sure with.
Well, that real quick, I'll just touch on this. I don't know if you've heard, which you probably have, but Para-Unity Day, September 26th of next year. Just no pressure. Any plans on stopping by?
That's September, right? September 25th or 26th?
26th, and then that's going to be where the 26th is going to be where we're all meeting up, hanging out, having fun at the local fair, and just kind of promote each other, have fun, relax, and then maybe do a couple of spots around here. And then the next day, the 27th, is when we're going to Gettysburg. We're just going to tear that place up.
Yeah, another spot on my bucket list. So let me say this. I'm going to say this, and this is probably my best answer I'm going to give you. If I can, I will. For sure.
So then how about this, guys? If you want to see our boy Brian here and you want to come to Para-Unity Day, you should show up, because he might show up. I see JWoww. What's up, brother? JWoww. JWoww's another one where Wasp. I don't know what's going on with you guys, but JWoww. Hopefully you're feeling better too, brother. Just talking with you.
Are you still live on your Facebook?
I should be.
Because it looks like it's frozen.
No, I'm on it on my end.
So maybe it's me. Okay.
Yeah, no, usually I'm the one with the internet problem, so I don't know.
I will say though, I've seen your shows in the past.
Be gentle.
You are looking really good tonight. You look much clearer tonight than you ever have in the past.
I cleaned the camera. I got an important guest, so I had to clean the camera a little bit.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I was hoping for the surprise guest that we were going to be having.
Yeah, I was trying to stall.
To get on, but I know. But you got something to say, buddy. You got something to say. We got something big coming.
Well, we'll hold off on the special guest. Okay. We'll hold off on the special guest part. If you guys are curious, I think what we talked about before, having that separate show. Yeah. I think that'll be the thing. So if you want to know what we're talking about, be ready because we're going to set something else up. But speaking of something else getting set up, so what Brian got excited about earlier.
Did I cover my eyes?
What Brian was all excited about earlier, Bad to the Bone brought up an issue. A problem, we'll just say. I took it very personally, as I know Brian did as well, along with a couple other people. So Brian and I not only are working together as far as a collaboration, as far as I'm going to promote him, he's going to help promote Paranormal Consultant and these shows, but we are going to be doing our very own show together about a very, very, very serious issue. For those of you who saw my show, we're starting off with the hashtag It Stops Now. How about I'll say the date and time, and then if you want to go into a little more detail. So sure. January 15th, guys, and I don't ever tell anybody what to do. I always consult, but I'm telling you, January 15th, mark your calendars now. 1 p.m. Eastern time. This show is going to be probably one of the biggest things in my career so far. And, you know, it's something that I am very humbled and very gracious to be a part of. And I know Brian feels the same way. But the bottom line is this: enough's enough. It stops now. It's going to be made to light. And yep. Brian, would you be so kind as to go into details?
Yeah. So what's happening is on January 15th at 1 o'clock Eastern time, we are putting on a show that's going to be big. It's going to be a big show. We are going to be putting on a show that is going to be nothing but women guests. And we're going to have some of the biggest women, I guess, investigators or demonologists or anybody under the umbrella is going to be on our show. Right now we have 9 guests. I'm not going to say who their names are. We're going to be getting some more. As the month goes along, running up to it, we will name some of the guests. And I'm telling you right now, we have some big names that are coming on the show.
Oh, yeah.
And we also have investigators that are coming on the show that are going to be very big in the future. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be a show about women. It's going to be a show about they investigate too. And they should be treated as an equal compared to being an arm trophy or something along those lines, because we see it all the time. And Angelina and Christina were on my show Through the Lens. And if you want, go and watch it. They brought up a story. They were being sexually harassed on many investigations. We're not putting up with that. I was seriously affected by it. I was stunned, but I wasn't surprised, if that makes sense. So we're putting on this show on January 15th. We are going to be promoting it for the next month. And we want people to come to the show. We want you to come and support these women investigators in the field. And I mean some big names. Like, I'm not talking like, you know, some big names in the business. And what we're going to be doing, and I'll give you a little outline of what we're going to be doing. We are going to be bringing on these women groups every 10 minutes.
Yep.
So you're going to be able to see what they're like and what they've experienced. Even if they haven't experienced something, they're still going to share their stories. But that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be putting on this huge show, and we think it's going to be really big. And I had one guest that's coming on the show, and she's huge in the industry. And the first words out of her mouth were, and I'm sorry that I'm going to say this. It's about
my show. Go for it.
It's about fucking time. That's what she said. Those were her words. And you know what? I'm telling you right now, this show is going to be huge. It's going to be big. Me and Matt are going to be putting in a lot more work over the next month, so this show is successful. And we're here not only to support these women, but also to showcase them, because they're just as good as men, and they should be treated that way. Bottom line.
Yep. And here's the thing. And, you know, it's not to kind of chastise men. It's to put these individuals in their places, to know that, number one, people like us support. We don't care who you are, male, female, you know, Buddhist, Christian, atheist, don't care. The fact is it stops, and it's going to stop. And I want people who are doing this to see this for the reason that they know these women, these individuals, these investigators are family to us, and we take that very seriously. And when you hurt our family, number one, they're not alone, and they're not going to be alone.
And you're right. And I don't want to take anything away from what you said earlier about the men. Okay, it's happened to me. It's happened to me on an investigation, and so it just doesn't happen to women. It happens to men too. And I'll be honest. I was offended, but at the end of the day, I said, you know what, stay away and those kind of things. But we don't want the show to be political. We don't want the show to turn into something that is going to make a lot of people upset, because that's why we're not doing it for that reason. We're doing it because we want to showcase these women. We want to show them that they're great in the field. They're needed in the field, like us. And it's just going to be a wonderful show. And again, we have some fabulous guests coming on, and I'm really, really excited. There's one that's coming on I'm a huge fan of, and not to say that I don't like the other, because I love all the others, but this is somebody I've followed, I've watched, and she's coming on the show, and I'm really, really excited. I'm actually a little bit nervous, to be honest.
I think I feel.
I'm a little bit nervous to talk to her. So,
but here's the other thing, though, guys, and one thing that that really drove me to want to do this with Brian is I try to think about it from the other perspective, from the victim's perspective, and just the feeling of alone and hurt and everything else. Bottom line, if you are being affected by this, number one, we're not all like that. We all don't think that way, and you're not alone. You've got people who care, and even some of the big names, they may feel that way. And I am asking, and Brian is asking, not just you guys here on the Paracast, but everywhere, to come and show your support for these individuals and others. So that way people, I mean, let's be honest, it affects people in so many different ways, and they need to get that out. They need to de-stress is what it comes down to, and they need somewhere safe to go to.
So basically what's going to happen over the next couple of days, now that we've announced this, Matt and myself are creating the thumbnail for the show. And what we would like everybody to do, and just say it to everybody else too, share it out.
Yep.
Share it out everywhere you can and continue sharing it out. Because we don't want 100 people there. We don't want 200 people there. We want thousands there watching and supporting. Not because we're trying to get popular. No. We're there only as kind of the background. The women are going to be the ones that are going to be showcased. And that's what we want. And we're hoping it's going to be successful. And if it is, great. But there's a mission here. There's a mission. And hopefully we achieve that. And I'm really, really looking forward to the 15th of January. I'm counting down the days for when we have this show, and it's just going to be an amazing show. At least I think it is.
I know it's going to be. And because I agree with our guest that said it's about fucking time. And honestly, it has to stop. That's why this hashtag, it stops now. It's not what I say it was, it stops no. However it said, but no, it stops now.
Yeah,
I noticed that today.
It stopped snow.
We noticed that earlier when we were working on it. I was like, but no, in all seriousness, this is stopping now.
Yeah.
And the 15th is going to be that final nail in the coffin, so to speak, if you'll excuse the pun. But here's the thing. If anybody is going through this, the main purpose is to let everybody know you're not alone. You're not alone. People do care. And if you are doing it, understand this, your targets, we'll just play it nice here. Your targets have a lot of backup.
Yeah.
And it's not tolerated. But it's all about para-unity, folks. That's what it comes down to. I can say it till I'm blue in the face, but what we're looking for is a nice, safe environment for everybody to investigate and to do what we love to do, and to not feel that you have to go somewhere to get attacked, or you can go out safely, you can do these things, but there is help. And I saw that.
Yeah, and so so when that thumbnail comes out, and the thumbnail is going to be great, and what we would like people to do is just share it out for the whole month until the show comes up, and hopefully we'll have thousands and thousands of people at the show supporting what we're doing and supporting these women that are coming on the show.
Casey said he's been really chill lately, and I said maybe that's because of the weather.
Yeah.
But it is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yep.
It is going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, Brian, I think we're going to call it. But I do appreciate you taking time.
I just want you to put up that comment that Sarah just said.
Oh, squeakers! Y'all have helped me jump out of my shell. This has been one of the subjects to why I'm so quiet.
That's why we're doing it.
Yep. I was just going to say it. This show isn't for us, guys. This isn't for my popularity, Brian's popularity, Parapost, Huntaphobia. This isn't for any of that. It's for you guys. Yeah. It's for you guys to connect and have support, and to see that you're not alone. I mean, some of these guests have dealt with it. Some haven't. Some have their own opinions about it. Some have, there's different events and experiences that these guests have had. And it's good to actually sit down and show that there is support. So that's why we're doing this.
Nice to see you, Melissa.
We'll be talking very soon. Melissa. I got Melissa coming on with Forget Me Not on Friday. I can't wait. Cool. Her and her husband. Cool. New team. A lot of fun. Very entertaining. A lot of good evidence so far. they're gonna go. They're gonna be one of those teams that gets up there.
Did I see a Melissa Hager on Parapost?
Probably. I think so.
I think I did.
I think so.
Yeah. Cool. You know what, Matt? Can I say something, Matt, to you before you let me go?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to give some kind words, and I don't normally do this to another guy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Get it.
Hold on, I'll light the candles. No.
I want to say this to you. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks that we've gotten to know each other, and I think I've maybe gotten to know you a little bit more because of what's going on in January, and we've talked quite a bit, and we've talked about other things. I am so happy that you were in my life and that I've met you. You're a great supporter. You've been a great friend, and you've been absolutely remarkable when it comes to Parapost. And for myself, and I said it just a few seconds ago, I am so glad you're in my life. And I put out a post about a month ago saying that I've had to go through a lot of bad to get to good. And this is why, my friend, you're definitely one of the good ones. And yeah, that's all I can say about that.
And you know what, Brian? Number one, I'm not even going to try to follow that up. But thank you so much. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, to show support to people like you and everybody in the audience and anybody that's watching this show. Sometimes that's all you need. And honestly, what you see is what you get on my show. I don't script anything because I can't read, apparently. And English just decides to yeet itself out of my brain. But I don't script because I don't want that connection. I don't want an interview type connection. I want genuine. I want to build positive relationships with people and friendships. And honestly, Brian, the feeling is definitely mutual. Yeah. I'm so glad that you've helped me, you've promoted me, and you've given me an opportunity to help you succeed in your goals. And so as a lot of others. And you guys are awesome. This is why I'm doing this. So
yeah, it's definitely a bromance there, Angelina.
Yeah, I saw that.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, I don't mind showing a little bit of my feminine side, every so often. Doesn't happen a lot, but
I don't mind either, as long as I shave my legs. And
okay, well, I'm not talking about that.
Welcome to the Paracast. Melissa, thank you so much. But no, it's truly been an honor and a privilege to have you on tonight. I hope you've had. I've seen you had fun.
Yeah, it's great. Wonderful.
So, if you guys haven't realized, there is going to be a quote unquote part 2. Brian's going to be back in the hot seat, so we'll keep it warm for him, and he's going to be bringing somebody else. For those of you who don't know, you probably heard him say it a little bit and kind of like, wait, what? Brian and his buddy Lex have a show as well. It's called Through the Lens, and I'm telling you, they do a lot better job than I do. They're a lot more professional. But we're gonna dig in and get Lex involved in this bromance. But no,
I guess. I like that actually, bromance.
There we go. We're gonna get Lex involved in this. But we're gonna have some fun, and I have some questions about Through the Lens, which we will answer on our part 2. But I definitely want to say, Brian, I really appreciate, and I am honored that you took your time out from your busy schedule, because we obviously are supporting Parapost, give you a headache, but I do appreciate your time to come on the show and chat. And
remember this comment. Remember that comment. Love Through the Lens and Lex 2075. Remember that comment. We'll bring it up.
I remember that.
Angelina.
Grandpa
Angelina. I love Angelina so much. It's unbelievable.
Grandpa Lex. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, go check out Through the Lens. And that was the Bad to the Bone, actually.
Yes, it was. It was.
Check that one out. And some of his others, because, oh my gosh, we had a lot of fun that night on Through the Lens. But definitely, guys, if you haven't already, as we've said before, and it says on the bottom, if you haven't joined Parapost, seriously, you will not regret it. Number one, it's free. What's better than free?
Free.
Oh yeah, getting money. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why you partnered up with D's Ghost, and you have a coupon code to save money. So there, you're getting money. So there you go. And on top of that, no drama.
No drama.
What more is there?
Yeah, and Angelina's right. It's episode 36.
6. Yep.
Yep.
So if you guys haven't already, and also again, go check out dsghost.com. Give our boy Jesse some love. Honestly, the individuals that we've had on the show and I've been working with in the back. Sorry, there we go. You've been working all night. Stop it. But you know, it's so amazing the people we work with. Brian from Paranormal in the Fun House. Obviously,
Brandon.
I read your name, Brandon. Sorry, it's been a long week. Brandon, I'm lucky. I know who I am. Brandon Crody. I see. I'll even say the name from Paranormal in the Fun House. Meeting up with him, talking with him. You know, he's been a blessing in his crew. Parapost. You've been absolutely phenomenal. If I had an issue, it's been taken care of, and everything you've been doing to support me. And obviously, Jesse, the trifecta, guys. I mean, let's show some love. Let's show them the Paranormal Consultant Paracast love. But, all right, Brian, I will let you go before I end up screwing everything up. But, but thank you so much for coming on.
You want me to wait in the back, or are you just going to kick me out?
You want to hang out for a little bit. But you, by all means, hang out. I'll be right with you. But thank you again.
Yeah. Hey, that's right. Mark Zuckerberg does need to be more like me.
Right? Right?
I love Angelina. I really do. I just love her so much.
All right, brother. We'll talk to you in a second.
Yeah.
Apparently my cats don't like the positioning on my green screen. Anyway, what a show. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. I love you guys. And again, without you guys watching, I'm just talking to myself or my guests. I mean, but you guys are the reason why I'm here, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Now, I will say we have a new updated Unity video, so please stick around to check that out. And you can look stylish too. No, I'm joking. But you guys definitely go check out Paranormal-Consultant at Spreadshirt. Link is on Facebook. So if you want to check that out, I have different merch. I have hats, sweatshirts, hoodies. I got a bunch of stuff. So go check it out. Everything that gets brought back to me, like money-wise, it's going right back in the community. I'm not keeping a dime of it, guys. So little incentive. But we've also got some giveaways and some other things coming down the pipeline, so be ready. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here for tonight. You guys have yourselves a great rest of your night. Have fun. Stay safe. And as always, guys, happy hauntings.
Audio Jungle.